I was very lucky to be a member of the Farmer Action Group with Lisa Morgans. We were a group of farmers who met once a month or so for a couple of years and discussed our antibiotic use, with Lisa as nominally a facilitator, but her knowledge was most useful, shall we say. Came to the point that some of us were challenging what our vets were advising us, which did cause a little bit of tension at one or two points, but I think we all learned an awful lot from Lisa, that basically we don't need these critical antibiotics. We also learned a lot from each other as how we were all keeping animals and what our antibiotic use was. One member of the group completely gave up using antibiotics for mastitis cows, just using anti-inflammatories. The other thing that I learned from the group, which was a bit of a surprise to me, is that most of the problems with people using particularly critical antibiotics were in young stock rather than in adult cows. And going around the different farms, my conclusion really, it was a lot of it was to do with environment, was how they were housing those animals. And I think quite a lot of the members of the group have then spent money and invested in calf housing. We were fortunate to have very good calf housing, and they perhaps learned from us that if you got the environment right, you really don't get the respiratory problems, in particular with calves. Using nil antibiotics is possible. It would increase the cull rate, because some cows you wouldn't be able to cure, which you can cure with antibiotics. Is that the right approach? I don't think so. I think antibiotics is a tool which we need to be able to use for animals which have an infection, the same as you would with humans that have an infection. It's just a question of not using it when you don't need it, as with humans.